What's up, Velo mates? Welcome to Genjin Velo. Here we are once again for another episode of Velo Talk. This time I would be giving a quick tip, a quality of life improvement, if you will, for us folding bike owners, especially owners of the entry-level models. But this tip might also work for other more advanced models as well. But before I get busy, I would just like to invite you to please like the video and subscribe to the channel, and also click that bell notification icon so you can be kept up to date with our new releases. So going back, the topic of our Velo Talk for this episode is going to be focused on the seat post. In any bicycle, the seat post is the part where you mount your saddle, adjust its height, and have it connected to the rest of your bike's frame. Usually, it stays in its orientation permanently, but in a folding bike, it is expected to be more movable or adjustable to achieve the bike's folding capability and make it compact for storage and or handling. In my first bike check episode, you will see that I did not do anything to the seat post when I folded it. I just folded everything else and left it as it is and used it as a kind of a handle for strolling the bike with. However, the true intended way of folding the bike fully is demonstrated here. As of year 2020, the contemporary and simplest form of a folding bike is the two-fold method, where you literally fold the front wheel to the rear as so, while the seat post itself is pushed down to act as a stand. This folding design is what can keep your bike in its most compact form, especially if you want to store it in a carrying bag. Note there are other designs of folding bikes, but this one is the most common design for entry-level models up to some high-end models as, in my opinion, this is the simplest and most reliable method. Now, we put our focus on the seat post. As you can see, every time this is done, obviously the bottom of the seat post will get scratched, damaged, and eventually might suffer corrosion over time. For this, I managed to come up with a simple yet elegant way of preventing damage to your seat post and also probably help in other ways too. This is the usual example of a seat post for folding bikes. Usually seat posts used by folding bikes have a wider diameter to support almost all of the rider's weight due to the lack of other structural support that a conventional bike has in design. In this example, you are using a Light Pro A61 seat post. Usually, the A61 has a rubber lip to act as a protection for the seat post and provide traction and grip when it is engaged. You might notice that it already has been chipped due to it being used as a folding stand as demonstrated below. In contrast, it is worth noting that the default seat post in folding bikes is not like this. Most are just stock aluminum tubes and you can only imagine how it can get damaged over time. For this DIY, you will just need a piece of paper, a pencil, and a rubber band. In general, our main objective is to trace or to stencil the shape of your seat post's lip. Wrap the paper on the lip as shown and secure it with a rubber band. Use your pencil to etch the lip's shape to the paper so you can have a profile of your seat post. Use a sharper pencil if possible. Once done, it should be like this. You should be able to see the fine outlines of your seat post. Our main objective is to be able to measure the inner and outer diameter of your seat post. The usual outer diameter of a folding bike seat post is 33.9 millimeters, but the inner diameter can vary. Now that you have the stencil, you you can check your local hardware store for some rubber footing, like those used for furniture. The reason we made a stencil of the seat post lip is so we can have a guide for choosing a rubber footing that will fit the hole without having to bring the whole seat post to the actual store. When choosing for a rubber footing, choose one that will fit the hole snugly but will not be bigger than the outer diameter of the seat post. Now that you have chosen your rubber footing, all you have to do is plug it in the hole. Force might be required for it to be securely plugged in and not fall out during a ride. Grease or soapy water might be handy as lubrication. Once in, it should be as snug and properly in like so. The reason that we use a rubber footing that is not larger than the outer diameter of the seat post is so there will be no obstruction when we run the seat post through the seat cube. Using the correct size of rubber footing means you can still put your seat up as high as you want it to be. With this, your seat post is now protected more than ever without adding extra weight or other unnecessary accessories. It can now also stand more secure than before. Another benefit is that this can also prevent damages to your folding bike carrying bag when you store your bike in it. This is also cheap to do, and when the rubber footing has worn out, you can just replace it with another similar one. So since we're still in the topic of seat posts, here's another advice for you. One thing that I found to be working well is setting the saddle height slightly above your hip bone. Just like this. Of course, you could adjust the height slightly lower or slightly higher depending on your handlebar reach. But this setup, this adjustment, should be a good baseline for you to start with. Using this setup, this could help you optimize or make your pedaling more efficient and could possibly just minimize your riding discomfort. So, what do you think of this simple yet elegant improvement? Do you also have your own method of addressing this issue? Let me know in the comments below. Also, please like the video if you find it informative. And lastly, please consider subscribing to the channel and click the bell notification icon so you can catch more videos like this in the near future. With this, thanks so much for tuning in to Gen Gym Velo. Always remember, ride safe and enjoy. Goodbye!